All right, hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to this episode of Veterans Rides. I'm your host, Duane Moore. On today's episode, we're going to be speaking with our guest, Harrisonschoen. We're going to be talking about his car, which you see right behind me. It is a lifted 2008 Porsche Cayenne. It is pronounced Porsche. I did just look it up. And of course, at the end of the episode, we're going to be taking out for a spin. So a little bit about our guest. He is a U.S. Navy veteran. He spent 4 years with the Navy and he got out at the rank of E3. He also did one overseas deployment at that time. So a little bit about his rate or job in the Navy. He was a logistical specialist, and what they do is they take care of the transport of parts for the various communities in the Navy. Basically, like, you know, cooks, make sure that they got their food, and squadrons getting their parts for the airplane. So that is a little bit about our guest. Let's go ahead and welcome him to the show. Harrison, please come on down. Hey, what's up? Thank you for being in the show, man. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, no problem. So I gotta ask, what inspired you to get this car?
So the Cayenne, I get asked this question pretty frequently, but for a little while I was living in Salt Lake City, I had an Audi Q5, an Audi A5, and then a BMW M3, and I was doing Turo with the Audi, or both Audis, and at the time I wrapped the Q5 satin black. I put like some knobbier tires on it, and I somewhat made it a little bit off-road capable, but the limit was hard and quick, and nobody makes like aftermarket parts for them. So I eventually made the decision to sell all the cars and buy something that was like more capable and something that I would have as like my only vehicle. So I wanted to keep it German, so I ended up looking at like the Cayenne platform, which is also the same as the Touareg and the Q7. Everyone likes to call the Cayenne like a nicer Touareg, but essentially still a Touareg. So I get those comments. And I found this one because it popped up in a dealership nearby without pictures yet, and nobody had went and seen it, so I was the first. It was like right down the street from my house, so I ended up going to see it, and then good maintenance history, good condition, and I just bought it.
Nice. So a few months ago, you decided to travel and live in your vehicle. Is that something you had always thought about, maybe as a kid or as a teenager?
No. As a teenager, as a child, I never really traveled much. Like, I had 2 trips to Branson, Missouri, which is like 3 hours away from where I grew up. So I didn't travel much. It kind of came out of being tired of paying rent, paying bills, having so much coming out of my life, so much taking my attention from actually being able to do things that I want to do. So to simplify my life sort of as minimalism, I decided to completely live out of my vehicle so that all I'm paying for is gas, food, and like anything else that's going to make my life better, and I can really adjust my life to where I'm only spending money on what I need to spend money on. So that's kind of where living out of the vehicle and traveling came from.
Yeah, and I mean, that makes a lot of sense, because it does cost money to travel, and you have that kind of opportunity to take advantage of that in your life. I mean, a lot of people do it, you know?
Yeah.
So would you ever drive this vehicle internationally, like down to like South America or anything like that?
For now, I don't think so. I want to travel the States first, but eventually, maybe if I could possibly get a sponsorship from Porsche to drive internationally, like start in Canada and then work my way all the way down to South America, I think that would be the most incredible trip ever. I would love to do that, but that sounds like so much money at first. So maybe if I amass a following and I'm able to monetize on YouTube and like make money through making content, then it's definitely something feasible I can do.
Yeah, and you know, in today's day and age, it definitely is a possibility to put your story out there and get sponsorships and go on from there, you know?
Yeah.
Help fund your adventure. Hey, so at this time, let's go ahead and take a closer look at the vehicle.
Okay, now for a tour of my home. We're gonna start off the front. Under here, we've got pretty good ground clearance with the lift kit, and honestly, a really good approach angle, departure angle. Even with those though, I still have managed to scrape this front like corner of the front bumper. Okay, so now for wheels, tires. I've got 33 by 12.5 Nudo trail grapplers on a 18 by 9 Alpha Echo wheel with dual valve stems. That's just kind of how the company does it. So you're able to air down with one and then check your tire pressure with one, or air up with one and check your tire pressure with the other one. However you want to do it. It also protects the TPMS with like this guarded section right here. In here, I've got tubular upper control arms produced by Eurowise, the same company that makes the 4-inch lift kit that's on this. And then I've also got brand new OEM lower control arms with polyurethane bushings front and rear. So here we've got a Porsche naturally aspirated 4.8 liter V8, making around 400 horsepower, around 400 torque. Numbers don't really matter, but it's powerful off-road. That's most important. Nothing really custom in here. I've just done some regular maintenance to the motor. And then I installed a trigger wireless control system, which allows me to like wirelessly control my exterior lights with my phone or any other accessories that I want to plug into them. That's pretty much it for the engine bay. Okay, so as far as interior goes, nothing special up here, nothing like custom or really modified other than the previous owner of the car. Luckily, I didn't have to pay for this, but he spent like $1,200 installing the Kenwood aftermarket radio. So before I wouldn't have been able to plug my phone in or anything. So luckily he had that done out of his pocket. And then right here we've got a remote control for the exterior lights through the trigger wireless system. So I made a mount for it right here, or you know, looks pretty clean, looks OEM, luckily.
There's quite a lot of things in this vehicle, and you know what? It's just a lot easier for Harrison to show you.
So I'm gonna take the camera and give you a tour around my house. We're gonna start top to bottom and then go inside toward the back. So up here we've got a Yakima Road Shower 4L. It's the 4th edition of the Road Shower, and the large means it holds 10 gallons of water. That's enough for showering for a few days or a few showers, and using the water to clean dishes or anything else that I need to do. This is a Eurowise roof rack, which I bought because it's really the only option for this vehicle. And then I made these I had these custom plates made by a company in Salt Lake City to accommodate the surfboard underneath. And then on the other side, we've got my Thule XT-XL roof box, which holds my camping gear or anything else that I really want to keep safe and secure. Up high, I think it's less prone to theft. And then right here we've got my Rhino Rack Sunseeker 7-foot by 7-foot awning. It's not the largest one they offer, but it's exactly what I needed. And then I've got these WeatherTech window guards or rain guards, so that I'm able to have the windows down and get some airflow in there while still being protected from the rain. On the side here we've got the Porsche Decal. I actually made that myself. I had the idea for it one night at like midnight and then printed it out and stuck it on. So inside here we've got a Yeti 1500X generator by Goal Zero that powers the fridge and any other accessories I need for at least a couple days. Right here we've got a chair that I use to sit underneath the awning. I also use inside there for extra water storage. And then right here we've got my whole bed platform. So it took me about 2 days to build out completely. And then the memory foam mattress pad. It's pretty comfy, it's easy to sleep on. I stole it from a bed that I had when I was actually living in my house. I cut it up to size and then stuck it in here on the bed platform. I'm 6'5", so I would not be able to sleep from here to here. So I have this extra piece that flips up, and I use these carabiners here to secure it higher so that I'm able to like have enough room for myself. I've got my sun deflector for the windshield, the fridge. I've got a few straps on it holding it down, 2 more in the back. Right here, I've got storage, so like extra electronic cables or anything like that. Here I've got bathroom supplies. Here I've got my sock and underwear drawer. And then underneath there, I have like important papers, like a first aid kit, things like that. Up here, if you can see this, I've got a cargo net essentially holding 4 jackets. I only own 5 jackets and it's holding 4 of them. The 5th one is a winter coat and it's in the roof box. Now we'll go around back. So back here, we've got my towel. We've got a dry bag holding all of my dirty laundry so that it doesn't stink up the car. I've got these Molly grid panels from Eurowise to accommodate any extra storage or any quick grab things that I'll need while I'm on the road. I don't have anything currently on there. I've got a rumple blanket that keeps me warm. It's the only thing that I've needed so far, and I can even use it when it's pretty warm outside. Underneath here, I have every bit of my wardrobe. All of my clothes are underneath here. And then underneath those even, I have 2 panels underneath that flip up if I need them. They hold my roadside assistance stuff or like recovery gear, tow straps. Right here, we've got any of my kitchen or like bathroom supplies, toilet paper, utensils, my toilet shovel. And then on the side here, we've got a Teton 2X dual burner propane grill that I'm able to use to cook all my food. I actually have yet to use that. Just picked it up. And then on the side here, I've got a couple bottles of butane or propane. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it for the back. Oh, underneath here, I just have like extra storage or like pairs of shoes, things like that. Nothing super important to see. But yeah, that's the back of my Cayenne. So in the back here, still not much to talk about, I guess. I ended up vinyl wrapping this piece because it was sun faded when I originally bought the car. This piece also, so those are vinyl wrapped, satin black. I spray painted the Cayenne badge. I think that was also sun fading, like the chrome was kind of peeling on it. And then underneath, the Cayenne essentially just comes with 2 catalytic converters and a large muffler. So what I've done is a muffler delete, and then I had the pipes welded in to make it look OEM. It sounds pretty loud, pretty gnarly. So here's a sound clip.
It's my favorite time of the show. Let's go ahead and take it for a spin. All right, we're on the road, and you know what, the first thing I like to do is I like to step on the gas, so here we go. Oh yeah, it's got, okay, oh. it's definitely got some pull. I gotta say, I've never driven a Porsche Cayenne before, and as it turns out, first one is lifted, and not just that, you know, he does live in it like we talked about earlier. I gotta ask I gotta ask, when you had first put everything in here, was it kind of weird for you to start driving it? Did you drive it, you know, differently?
I'd say the driving characteristics are pretty much similar. I also have the sway bars removed before I did the Hell's Gate. I chose not to put them back in. I'm probably not gonna have them in for road tripping or anything. But I would say it does tip more in the corners. It's heavier overall. And I do drive a little more carefully on the roads. Not that I drove reckless or crazy before, but I'm a little more careful now. I'm not sure if I'll be doing like insanely hard obstacles in this, because if I do crash it, sustain any body damage or anything, like, it's gonna be in the body shop, and I don't know where I'm gonna live in that case. So I have to be pretty careful with it, yeah.
I you know, that's the thing, right? If you are unfortunate and you get into an accident, you don't ever think about like, oh well, there goes my place. You know? Yeah.
No, I don't really understand how people in vans do it comfortably, or like if that's ever a thought on their mind. If somebody wrecks in their van, then that's gonna be in the shop for maybe even longer than a car.
That's true, and I know we were kind of talking about this earlier, but are you living the van life, or is this a Porsche Cayenne life? You know?
I think it's kind of a mix of the both. Van life is just about getting out there and traveling, and then living minimally, and I think that's what I'm doing. I don't know what it would really be considered, but I guess it's like a sub part of van life.
I like that, because van life is already kind of like a subculture, and you're like a sub of that culture.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. You know, that's the thing. There was no way we were ever gonna get all the cool things that Harrison is doing right now. But he does have an Instagram page, and his Instagram link will be at the bottom of this video. I highly encourage you to follow him. I will be following him myself, and I just gotta say, hey, thank you for being in the show. I'm very happy to get you.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, thank you. And just like always, if you like what you see, go ahead and leave a comment below, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you guys next time.